gotta be careful because I will be done with this in less than a minute, I swear. And this is, like, I love my chai, so I will chug it. We're gonna be sitting here, we're gonna have a nice chat, and we're gonna have ourselves a nice little drink while we chat. I guess the first thing I wanted to talk about is how lately I feel like social media has been both helping me and hurting me. And I think I talked about it in my thrift vlog, but I have this really bad habit where the first thing I do when I wake up is go on social media. And I'll just be scrolling. And I feel like I'm way too attached to my phone and using my phone for entertainment. We should be bored. I should be bored sometimes. I don't need constant stimulation, you know? And if I do want entertainment, I should be doing something like reading a book or watching a movie, like long form content. And I have a book that I've been meaning to finish, and it's in Spanish, so it takes me even longer to finish it because Spanish isn't my first language. I am this close to being fluent. I will say to people like, oh yeah, I'm fluent. I still feel like I have a long way to go. But anyways, the point is, I don't need to be constantly searching for short form content that gives me like a tiny burst of dopamine. I feel like it's really harmful, and I also feel like it's harmful to constantly see people who I perceive as having a better life than I do. People who are prettier than me, have more friends than me, go on cooler trips than me. You know, I'm here at home, and trust me, I know I'm very privileged to have had the opportunities to travel, but it's weird seeing other people doing the things that you want to be doing, and I have debts to pay off. I'm already going on a trip at the end of the summer, and that's enough for me, and I don't constantly need to be going everywhere. That's unrealistic. And I've been trying to get back into doing as many hobbies as possible, like all of my old hobbies. I'm trying to get back into singing. I want to read more books. I want to draw. I'm gonna try to reteach myself how to draw. I'm trying to learn piano because I can read music, but I always thought piano was out of the question for me because it's hard to get my left hand to do something while my right hand is doing something, but I'm working on it. I used to play a violin, I used to play an instrument, and then I stopped because I wanted to focus on singing, and now look at me, I barely sing anymore. I want to get into dancing because when I was younger, I was in dance classes, and from what I remember being good, and then I quit, and then I lost all my skills. I went all those years without any technique or whatever, and now I'm horrible. I should say horrible, that's being too hard on myself. But I'm trying to do things to keep myself entertained that aren't social media. And on the other hand, I feel like doing things like this it's actually helpful because it's kind of like having a digital diary. And now, don't get me wrong, I have an actual diary where I write things that people on the internet should know about, because not everything has to be public. But I do like talking about things out loud because I feel like it helps me process. Talking about things out loud or talking about me holding myself to a certain standard, or not standard, but when I say that I want to be kinder to myself and talking through how I'm going to be kinder to myself, I feel like I can hold myself more accountable if I'm talking it through instead of just writing it down. And I could do both. But it's almost like, I don't know, talking to a therapist. But like not really, because some things should be private. But I do kind of like talking about things like this and being transparent, because I feel like not enough people on social media are, where people are expected to be perfect, and if you're not perfect then you're going crazy. Maybe it's helpful for other people to see someone who they perceive as normal going through the same things that they are. My birds are so nice. I don't know if you can hear them. I can. Pretty loud. I also feel like I'm still working on not holding myself to a timeline. I feel like we all have expectations of when we should be doing certain things. And you see everyone else around you having accomplished this or that, and then you're like, well, I haven't done any of that. and I keep on telling myself that things will happen when they're meant to happen. But I'm also always like, it's hard to be patient and just have that trust when there are some things that I feel like it's like, this is all I've ever wanted, and it's not happened for me yet. So it gets frustrating, and that's another reason why I feel like I should be smart about my social media usage, because I see other people accomplishing things that I want to accomplish, and then I get hard on myself because I haven't accomplished them. And at the same time, I realize I am not falling behind. In fact, I'm in a way I'm kind of ahead of the game because I graduated a year early. I don't think I pat myself on the back enough for that. I feel like I have a bit of imposter syndrome too. I also wanted to talk a little bit about something that I try to do to be kinder to myself. And that is, I like to imagine that every single day I can reinvent myself. What I mean by that is, I feel like a lot of times, and I don't think this is just me, I feel like a lot of times we beat ourselves up for things that we've done in the past. And that's not to say that we shouldn't take accountability for things, but I also feel like taking accountability for things is realizing that you can move forward from things you've done that you didn't like, or things that you've done wrong, times that you've hurt other people. Part of that is realizing, well, I can be better, and so I'm going to be better. The person that I was yesterday, I don't have to be that person. I can continuously improve and become the person that I want to be, or the person that I want to see in the world. So often I get so stuck in the mindset of, I've done this really stupid thing, and I really wish I didn't do that, and now I'm dwelling on it. And instead of dwelling on it, maybe keep thinking about the fact that I don't have to be the same person I was yesterday. I don't have to be a person that makes dumb mistakes, or the person that says weird things to their friends. I don't know. I don't have to be the person that is careless and accidentally says something that hurts another person's feelings. And I remember going into high school and then going into college, and freshman year of high school and college, I kept on thinking, this is the year I'm going to be a completely different person. I can be whoever I want to be. This is my time to do it. Well, yeah, that's true, but then I also felt like if I didn't achieve the goals that I had set out for myself of me becoming this person that I wanted to be, I'm like, okay, well, my chance is over. And I don't think that's true, because I feel like you can become the person you want to be at any time. You don't have to wait for the moment where you're starting over again. And I keep on dwelling on the past freshman year of all the things that I wish I could have done and the person I wish I was, and I can never get that time back. But I can also take what I've learned and apply it to everything I do going forward. And I don't want to be trapped in this mindset, or in this place where I'm constantly revisiting the past. Look at that, I'm almost done. I can't ever savor a drink. I mean, it's not a big glass either, but if I had a bigger glass, you bet, like, this would be done. Something else that makes me feel good about myself that I think is a bit surprising to me is going out of my comfort zone. Going out of my comfort zone is something scary, and so you'd think that it doesn't make me feel better, but it actually does. Because every time I go out of my comfort zone, I feel like I'm proving to myself, I'm like, okay, this is a new threshold. I've done all of these really hard things, and if I could have done all of that, then this thing I'm about to do is super easy. And then it's like, well, let's see how much further I can push myself. Something I've been thinking about a lot that I really wish I could do again is the Camino de Santiago. I did the last 100 kilometers, that's the least amount that you have to do in order to get your, to like be officially like a pilgrim on the Camino de Santiago. And I did that within my first semester of college, and at the time I had gone through my senior year of high school, and I was like, wow, I'm such a different person. I'm so confident. I'm going to be moving thousands of miles away from home in a state I've never been to before with people I don't know, and I'm going to start over, and I'm going to be independent. And then I got there, and I was terrified. I think about how hard that first year was, and I thought I had already been doing really well at pushing myself out of my comfort zone, and I like to travel a lot. I feel like I already had a level of independence, but then I was removed from my support group. Anytime I had done something a little bit out of my comfort zone, I'd had my support group. Now I'm doing it completely alone. I was so terrified that first month, and I remember, I think it was either the first or the second day on the Camino, and it was, those first 2 days were the longest we had to walk. And I remember I was walking alone, and I just started crying. I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing here? This is a huge mistake. I don't know what I'm doing. I feel completely alone. I feel like an idiot. I feel like no one likes me. I don't know anyone in this group. I keep on making a fool of myself in front of all these people I'm still trying to meet. It's only my first semester, and I'm already like, I look so dumb. I'm dirty, I'm tired, I was coming down with a cold, and I was just walking these long stretches completely by myself. And I ended up going through this really cool personal transformation just in that week, because I did walk with people sometimes, but most of the time I was actually alone. And I didn't think I would want to be alone, but I was, and I would have these long stretches where I was just like thinking, like, what am I doing with myself? What am I doing here? Why did I think I could do this? And then I would just walk with myself for long enough, and all I had around me was the Spanish countryside, the rain, and my own thoughts. I don't know, I feel like doing that and being in hostels when I am so terrified of germs and being sick, being in a hostel, that alone was pushing my limits. And, you know, I deal with some of my own, like, health issues, and it's hard to deal with that in a group setting. And that alone, you know, kind of pushed me out of my comfort zone, and I ended up enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would. And these times where I was just walking with myself, I feel like I got to know myself, and I got to think about, like, what do I want to do with my life? And also, I learned how to push past moments like that where I'm just in my head thinking, why did I think I could do this? And I proved to myself that I can do it, and I can do hard things. And sometimes, like, all the pain and suffering that I went through, all the blisters and stuff, it ended up being so worth it. And I felt so much better about myself after having those days just walking by myself. And I feel like I really want to do it again with all of the things I've learned, all the experiences I've had, where after that, going by myself out of the country was the easiest thing in the world. I proved to myself that I could do it. And I kept on seeking out instances that made me scared like that, because once I got past it, I felt so much more powerful. And I want to do that again, like I said, with all the knowledge I have. And also, there's one thing I regret, is that because I was taking all that time to process all my feelings and process me being alone doing this really hard thing, I didn't interact with people as much as I wanted to on the Camino. A big part of the Camino is meeting strangers and just having conversations, and I feel like I was too in my own head at the time to really do that. And so I'd want to go back now, knowing what I know and having the skills that I have now, and do that and talk to random people and not be afraid and use my Spanish skills. Back then I was a bit more shy about using Spanish. I can do it now. I can do it no problem. I really want to go back. The only problem is, you know, I'm trying to pay off student debt, and it's actually kind of expensive, but I really want to do it. And in a moment where I don't really know what's coming next, I feel like it would be kind of nice to take another week and do 100 kilometers by myself. Completely by myself. Not with a college group this time, because at the end of the day I would meet up with people I knew at a hostel. I want to know what it's like to do this completely alone. And I mean, you're not ever really alone when you're on the Camino, but I want to know what it's like to do it without having this big support group. I don't know, I'd be open to doing it with friends, but, you know, it's expensive, and, I don't know, people live their lives. I'm currently kind of in a standstill after this summer, so what better time to do it than then? And speaking of things that push me outside my comfort zone, I think part of this vlog is also going to be me packing for my week where I'm going to go and do do my internship training. This next Monday, I have to go. And basically I'm going to like this summer camp place to do training for my internship, and I'm looking forward to it because I've been stuck in the house too long, and I love my parents, but I need someone. I need more people around my age, and I do meet up with friends, but you know, we all have lives, and I think it's gonna be nice to meet people who have the same interests as me and spend time disconnected, I think. I remember when I went to Belize the first time, I stayed at a field station, and I was nervous. I thought that staying at the field station was going to be my least favorite part about the whole entire trip. It ended up being my favorite because I had no Wi-Fi. It was just me and my book and the friends that I was making on the trip and nature. And it was so amazing, and I need a reason to not be on my phone to actually stay off it, and it was so nice, and I'm kind of hoping it's going to be like that. And yet another instance where I proved to myself that I can do things that make me uncomfortable, because staying at a field station it is not a hotel, you know. I found out that I really don't need all the fancy amenities to have a good time. And so I kind of like going out and living off the grid for a little bit, so I'm really looking forward to it. But I need to pack. I work all day tomorrow. Sunday I'm going to drag brunch with my mother, and I'm so excited, but I actually need to pack because Monday I am traveling an hour 30 minutes up north, and I need to have my stuff together. I'm gonna show you how I pack to go be in the woods for a couple of days, almost a full work week. It's gonna be fun. Now let me finish this. Hope that while you're watching you've had a nice little drink too. I also feel like I talk about myself too much. I want to, but I hope that it's things that people can relate to and that you can see yourself in the things that I'm talking about. And maybe it's helpful. Maybe you agree. Maybe you don't, and you're like, this is so boring. Maybe you've already clicked off. Or maybe you've been sitting here the whole time having a nice little drink with me. I love chai, I love the spices, it's my favorite drink with all of my digestive issues because all the spices they make me so happy. I will drink it hot and cold, but I feel like hot drinks are like bedtime drinks, even though it is like black tea and it does have caffeine. But I feel like a nice cold drink is a good like morning drink. And now listen, I didn't drink this with my breakfast like I usually would, just so that I could sit here and have a chat with you. Delicious. Every time I pack, I have to make a list on my laptop, a little checklist, because I love lists. And so I'm going through and seeing all the things I can pack right now. Mostly, the only things I can pack are my clothes and things I don't need for the next couple of days. But I'm going to go through and talk about what I like to pack when I go out into the woods. And things that I've learned. This is probably obvious stuff, but first thing, I have to pick out my pajamas, and I think I'm going to give myself the option of having shorts and long pants because it's Maine at the beginning of summer, but it's going to be in like central-ish Maine, and so you never know what kind of weather you're going to get. It's the first week of June, so it could be warm, but it'll probably be cold at night. And I like sleeping cold, so that's why I have like options, you know. And I just went out and got myself some new work clothes this past weekend because I have enough work shirts for only 3 days, and I'm like, well, I just need 2 more. I'm going to be recycling the same outfits every single week, but who cares because I'm doing field work. Does not matter. But I got some new shirts from LL Bean that were on sale because I love a good sale. I have this one, and then it's like the same one in pink, and I just need to cut off the tags, and I'm bringing those. Same deal with the pants, is I only needed 1 more pair of pants because I have 4, just 1 more so that I have 1 for each work day of the week. So I gotta pack these, and then also the long sleeves that I have so far. And long sleeves, no matter if it's hot or cold, because when I was in Belize, I had to be completely covered from the neck down no matter what. It did not matter how hot it was, and it was hot. but I had to wear long sleeves to protect myself from all sorts of bugs and things that want to hurt me or kill me. And we don't really have any of those in Maine. Not exactly. I am not gonna go out into the field unless I'm completely covered neck to feet this summer because of ticks. And also, I'm still really bad at figuring out where poison ivy is. I will have it figured out after this, trust me. I just haven't encountered it enough, I don't think. Or I probably haven't, just haven't realized it. You know, I'm very cautious whenever I touch any sort of plants when I'm outside. But you know, as an environmental scientist, I feel like that's kind of important, you know. But I learned to look out for other things when I was working in Belize, because it's slightly different, the plants that you can't touch. And in Belize, it's a bit more obvious when you shouldn't touch things. Like, it'll have, like, spikes, or it'll be covered in, like, this oily sheen. I can't remember if poison ivy is oily like some of the other tropical plants I've encountered, but that would be really helpful to know, because that's like, maybe I shouldn't touch something that's oozing with an oil. But yeah, basically anytime I go outside and I'm gonna go into the woods, does not matter how hot it is, I'm covered basically head to toe, because I'm not risking anything. These guys were my absolute favorite. They still are my favorite, but when I had long hair that was like down to here, this was great if I didn't want to put my hair up into a ponytail. It just keeps my hair out of my face, and I have really short hair now, so it's gonna look like I'm low-key bald when I wear these, but I don't even care. They're so cute. They keep my hair out of my face. They're stretchy, and yeah, my holy grail, basically. I love these headbands, because they're like skinny, and then so there's like those things. I have to bring a sweatshirt and a bathing suit. I don't know if I'll end up using the bathing suit, but it'll be a good thing to have if we go kayaking or something like that. Or maybe it is warm enough and I want to go swimming, but the lakes are going to be pretty cold right now. I also have to bring a sleeping bag, and I'm bringing a fitted sheet because they've warned us that the mattresses there are not good. So I'm bringing this, and then I think I'm gonna bring like my fattest pillow because I like to sleep propped up, and I can't bring 2 pillows because that's too high maintenance. So I just have to bring like the fattest pillow ever. So I'm gonna do that, and everything is going to fit into this backpack, and I'm gonna try to put literally everything into packet cubes. I don't want to have anything just out like free roaming in this backpack, because if I want to end up using this as a backpack during the day, I just want to take out the cubes and not send my stuff everywhere. Oh, the other thing that I learned with hiking boots, tall socks are not optional. I learned that the hard way where I wore ankle socks, like just regular ankle socks. I should have known this, and I think I already did know this, and I was just like, oh, I'm gonna wear ankle socks today because I don't feel like taking out my long socks. No, you will get blisters on your heels. So it does not matter how hot it is. Again, we are wearing long socks. Same thing with like bug protection, because I'm not messing with them this year, or ever, really. The other thing that I do like to do is I like to have toe socks, and they look really, really weird and kind of embarrassing, but they can help prevent blisters. And I learned this doing the Camino de Santiago. Was I saved? No, because I remember being told, watch out for hot spots. When you get a hot spot on your foot, immediately stop and put a Band-Aid on it. And I was like, okay, cool, yeah, I'll just make sure I don't have any hot spots. The only problem is I didn't know what a hot spot felt like. And by the time I realized I had one on my foot, it was too late. And then I basically just gave up. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna walk with blisters. But yeah, I would double up with toe socks, and then like my regular like high socks. It's supposed to help. I also sometimes like wearing these in the airport when I have to take off my shoes, which they changed that now. But it used to be when I would take off my shoes, I'd be like, oh, like this is so funny, because I got a reaction from a TSA agent once where he thought it was really funny, and then I was like, ooh, like this is my time to shine. This is my time to like make people laugh, and people just don't care. That one TSA agent was like really nice. For the most part, I don't know. TSA agents scare me. They're usually like fine, but I don't know. Like yeah, that's my packing. I'm also thinking I should probably bring snacks with me because I always get hungry at the worst times, and they're gonna be feeding us really well. And when I stayed at it was like this Scouts of America camp over my J term when I was in Florida, they fed us so good I did not need to snack at all while I was there, and I have a feeling it's gonna be the same thing, but I always get so hungry, but I'm like, I need to make sure that if I do bring snacks, I need to put them in like a Tupperware or something, because if a mouse gets into my food, that will be just really embarrassing for me. I don't even care about the mouse getting into my food. I mean, they can be vectors of disease, and I really don't want to mess with that. But honestly, other than that, I am just scared of making a fool of myself in front of other people because I should know better. And they're probably going to tell us, like, don't leave snacks in your bag, but, like, I get hungry. And so, yeah, in my head, I'm just worried about, like, embarrassing myself if a mouse gets into my food. Well, I should get packing. I hope you enjoyed all of this. Bye. Also, I've decided this is my song of the day, or even like my song of the week. I love this song, and I am discovering this person's album. Yeah, big fan. I don't know, maybe I'll have to listen to the whole discography because this is fire.